Hello everybody, happy Sunday. Hope everybody's doing good. I'm doing just fine. A couple videos ago I said I was going to do a story on Elvira Salazar from Florida there. She was on a TV show called Facing South Florida, and the guy's name is Jim DeFeedy. So he's interviewed. He's a tough guy. I enjoyed watching that interview. She squirmed a whole bunch, just saying. So anyway, now she's a congresswoman from Miami-Dade County, and she appeared on Jim DeFeedy's show about 7 days ago now. Nope. My daughter's cat's here, and she's meowing, and Vivi's losing her mind. So if you hear a bark, warning you ahead of time. Yeah, so she was on the DeFeedy show a week ago and got put in her place big time. He pinned her down. What she is just another do-nothing, vote against everything that the Democrats won, then step up and have a big party as she writes the checks for the bills she voted against, but smiles for the camera and takes full credit. That's right. And that's what this is about. Now, Jim DeFeedy says it's been a long time since we've gotten together. And she says, oh, because the COVID did not let us come close to each other. Well, that was like almost 2 years ago. So maybe he just didn't want her on his show. Now, she was more concerned. There was a little wisp of her hair, and she kept going and going, I've got to look good for the camera, she says. But anyway, she's more concerned about that wisp of hair than she was being in that, because I think she knew what was going to go on at that interview. So anyway, he asked her about Trump and if she had endorsed him yet, and she said, I have not yet. It's not what we think about the guy. It's what the base, the Republican base, loves about him. Well, no, they love him because he's crass and he's disgusting and he makes really cruel jokes. That's what they like about him. They know nothing about his policies because he hasn't had any. Just saying. You know, infrastructure week for the whole 4 years. But anyway, yeah. And she says, and they're going to vote for Trump because my bonus this year was miserable, but it was great under Trump. Really? You know, the last going off with Trump there, everybody was pretty much out of work and nobody was getting bonuses. And guess those were at the very, very top. Noticed? All those loans went out to people, just saying. Trump only spent $6 trillion because of COVID, but Biden is destroying the economy. Makes you want to swallow hard. The interviewer says Biden has the lowest unemployment. Inflation is coming down. Record stock market highs. Best GDP globally. And Salazar says, come on, people are not feeling it. People are not stupid. No, but she is pumping the lies to her Latin community because a lot of them don't speak English. And she's used to work for Telemundo. And they just see her, well, if she's like one of them, she must be right. So she pumps all this false information to them. That's how she got elected. I mean, come on. The MAGAs keep telling they're uneducated and gullible that Biden is crashing the economy. And they believe her. She tells them, do you want to go back to a socialist government like the one you left to come here and live free? Then don't vote for Democrats. Meanwhile, she's signing all the checks to small businesses in her community from Biden's infrastructure bill. Both parties have done a miserable job on immigration. That's why I proposed the Dignity Act. This act is based on biblical principles, by the way, of dignity and redemption. Representative Scholten, as an attorney who has worked on immigration cases and helping migrants in West Michigan, she knows a little bit about immigration. So I'm just saying, but she's a Democrat, so that's a good thing. Now, and by the way, she didn't write that bill. It was co-sponsored by 6 other bipartisans, and she just added a little something to that. She did not write that whole bill. That was already written by a bunch of other bipartisan politicians. Now, Trump says he would carry out the largest deportation since the Eisenhower model. Remember that? Operation Wetback? That's what he called it. disgusting as hell. Yeah. 1952, she said, yes, I understand that, but Dems for 30 years have had the chance to do good for my community, and I represent the largest in the country, Cubans, Nicaraguans, Colombians, Mexican, Bolivians. Obama, the darling of the Dems, said, I'm going to, in my first 100 days, do an immigration reform law. But remember how out of sync that everybody was with Obama, because he may have been president, but the House and the Senate were run by Republicans, and they had Mitch McConnell going, ooh, no, whatever he brings over here isn't going anywhere. I'm the Grim Reaper. Remember that? Yeah. Operation, where was I here? Yeah, they had a chance to do good for my country. What did he do? He invested that capital in Obamacare, and that did not help the refugees and immigrants that came to the country by getting cheaper health care and stuff like that. I think it helped, and I don't think she's right about that either. I'm going to introduce immigration reform and restore dignity, respect, and help those in the shadows. What did he do? Nothing. She's going back to Biden here. Oh yeah, fast forward to Biden, she says. But on day one, Biden did introduce a bill to Congress on border reforms. January 23rd, 2021, that included making undocumented migrants a clear pathway to citizenship and set a refugee cap for 2024 at 125,000. I think that's slowing things down a bit. That's what it looks to me. Now, she blames Dems, but in the whole year, McCarthy or Mike Johnson they didn't give her any hearing time on her Dignity Act. They didn't give her any time, and they didn't give her a hearing. It didn't go to a committee before it come to the floor. She got nothing. They just ignored her. They never brought mention of it or how amazing her immigration reform would be, except Joe Biden and the bipartisan senators and Congress already have provided funding for all these things, plus more. More Border Patrol agents, over 400 immigration judges, and a hockey sock full of technology and stuff. Yet, she won't vote yes on it, and neither will the rest of them. They won't. And have you noticed they haven't brought her bill up either, because they'll vote no on that too? Just saying. Have you got a hearing on your bill or a markup on your bill? She says no. But we still have until November. Yeah, but we all know that the MAGAs don't want immigration reform. But there are no saints. Saints are in heaven. Stupid. I'm working with Veronica Escobar. She's a Democrat. She's a liberal from Texas. Mind you, it's the only one that she ever brings up, so I'm just wondering here where that's going. So anyway, yeah, she's working with a Democrat, liberal from Texas. She presented, she said, and Argentina has land, minerals, one culture, one language. Socialism isn't working for them. Well, you know what's going to happen. It's not going to work for you either once he gets those friggin' tent cities all built for all you brown people that came. If you've been here less than 5 years, you're out of here. Just know that. Just know that, Miss Salazar. She presented a $650 million check at FIU to help small businesses, but she voted against that bill that gave the money you presented and had a photo op from the Appropriations Act of 2023. Right now, you have to give me more detail. She said, I don't remember. I brought $400,000. Don't I get credit for that? Aren't you proud of me? Nope. You voted against the CHIPS and Science Act. I have to get my staff to show me. I don't understand. I don't remember that. I brought $400 million. It goes from $400,000 to $400 million to my community. Aren't you proud of me? Like 30 seconds ago, she'd said it was the $400,000. Yeah. Spoken like a true MAGA, I'm just saying. and it was 40 million all of a sudden, and most of it came from bills that you voted against. Yes, socialism works for you when the cameras are rolling, and you can give a big fat check courtesy of Joe Biden's Democrats. Don't mind it then, do ya? She also voted against the infrastructure bill, but brags about how great that new airport that she's bringing to Miami-Dade. And she takes credit for the money coming to her largely Hispanic district that she said they were all garbage bills, and she voted against them. Oh well, she said, oh well, that was last cycle. And I can't remember the details, but let's look at the Dignity Act and the Americas Act. It's as important as Ukraine and Israel, and there has to be a message sent to Putin. If we do not support Ukraine, Poland, Moldavia, and Turkey, we're going to be next. Mike Johnson has too many people pulling at him right now. No, there's only one pulling on him. That's Donald J. Trump, just saying. You know, the rapist civilian that has no power right now. He's just another candidate like anybody else. But he's the one that they're taking advice from and running the government. So if she wants to go to Ukraine, Israel, and the border, why won't she defend the deal? She's talking all about, she likes it, she wants all that money to go to Israel and help those. She wants money to go to Israel and Ukraine and the border, but they'll only vote for it in little packages, right? Because they're going to go, the border's number one. Oh, we don't have any, we're not going to fund any more money now. That's exactly how that's going to, when all that money is there for all three of them, and it's the strongest border issues that they've had in years, she's just another wishy-washy old politician that's looking after somebody to wipe her own ass, and she don't give a rat's ass about yours. Just saying. Anyway, 99 loves, just a long one. See you later. Don't forget to subscribe if you're new.